Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the All Star Wrestling Review Series. We got about 10 or 11 of these left before we move on to the Mid Atlantic Wrestling Series, which is going to be fun because I've never watched that stuff all the way through. This is the December 12th, 81 edition of All Star Wrestling here, and as mentioned, we are moving quickly to the end of the run here. Um, we've got 12 12 81, hosted by Vince McMahon, includes Greg Valentine and Manuel Soto, Pedro Morales, and Jerry Johnson, and Tony Atlas, Victor Morales matches from the 12 12 81 Championship Wrestling Series. SD Jones also facing off against Baron Mikel Cicluna 722. Cicluna shoves down referee Dick Worley. Cicluna been around for ever and a day, and obviously beating up a referee not the way to go. Cicluna gets a guy like Jones on the mat. Jones has been back and forth. Jones been around since about 1975, 76 or so, and is here through the end of 88, 89. Anyway, Jones with arm bars, arm ringers, and the like tries to keep things going in his general direction. Manages to actually keep his man down quite a bit, including a front leg pick almost. Could have set up something like a spinning toe hold. Doesn't manage to, though, and instead Baron Mikel Cicluna gets sent back into the ropes. Dick Worley, the referee, tries to get him out of the ropes. Doesn't exactly go the way he wants. Meanwhile, SD Jones manages to get things going back in the direction of the way he wants to go, and the shove of the referee after going outside the ring leads to the disqualification victory for SD Jones, and obviously not a very good thing there. Jesse Ventura is out here next, and obviously Ventura wears some sort of cock of the walk type thing. Ventura with Fred Blassie defeats Pete Mitchell via submission. 5:31, longer than average match by far. Ventura been around for a couple of months. Mitchell has done some enhancement work here. Ventura stunt kick, basic stuff, takes the arm bars and the like. Nothing necessarily worth writing home about, but at the same time, Ventura in solid control. Chin locks and the basic stuff. Fred Blassie on the outside of the ring, not encouraging Ventura to take any backward motion as he continues to see that Ventura is in control of the match with Mitchell, sends Mitchell to the outside and eventually gets the over-the-shoulder backbreaker. Ventura is in solid form, doesn't get promos yet, does in early 82, however. Then we move to the next in the series of matches here. Steve Travis against Jeff Carney with a hip toss. Travis had been here once before. Travis coming back to the area and was a favorite at the time. I believe actually Rookie of the Year in the late 70s. Travis takes the majority of the match, early arm bars and arm ringers and the like. Simple stuff, nothing necessarily too involved. You can easily get a lot of control early. Travis says he's been around the world, but always wanted to come back to the New York area. Fans have been supportive of him, and he certainly seems a little bit lost, having been away from the bright lights of New York City and the Pennsylvania area and such for a while. Then we go to the championship wrestling portion of the program. Maybe they didn't have all the television equipment in order here. Valentine is going pretty aggressively and assertively toward his destiny here as he manages to go after his adversary, which happens to be, in this particular case, Greg Valentine, Manuel Soto. Valentine, of course, still wanting to be a guy who takes on the champion, which in this case would be Backlund. Valentine probably having a little bit more trouble than average with Soto. Soto, a international star and brawler. I believe Soto having done some work in Puerto Rico and other Latin American countries. Valentine stands toe-to-toe with him before landing the guy with the suplex and getting the figure four. Then we move to the next in the series of matches. Pedro Morales back and successful, back to being your Intercontinental Champion. Morales, again a two-time champion. Morales punch kick and very basic stuff. Facing off against, in this particular event, the nature of, let's see here, Jerry Johnson. And of course, you know, Pedro Morales as your Intercontinental Champion, obviously having had a good bit of advantage because he's former world champion as well. Johnson heads to the outside. Morales almost looks like he's ready to leap off onto the guy, but it doesn't end up fully happening. Needless to say, Morales tries to get him back in the ring. Lots of punch kick, and Morales ends up getting victory here with the Boston Crab. Sends his man to the outside, and Morales obviously getting victory is what the main focal point of the match is. Tony Atlas here facing off against an enhancement talent. Atlas, facing Jeff Carney. I believe we'd actually seen Carney twice in the same program, but again with the interspersed Championship Wrestling and All-Star Wrestling series, that gives Atlas an advantage. Carney manages to get a few punches in on Atlas, but Atlas with a body slam and the press slam, leading to a victory in about 3.5 minutes. Tony Atlas again victorious in this one. We'll be back with more right after this.